Hello, gorgeous, and welcome back to the Fuck It Up Comedy Club podcast. I'm Kima Bob, your host, and you are now tuned in to an unapologetic celebration of comedians of color who are not cis men. Now, this is simply an opportunity to hear dope stand-up from awesome comics and get to know them a little better. Today, I had the pleasure of being joined by Pravanya, Pillay, Yuriko, Kotani, and Sapphire, McIntosh. We had a truly lovely time. I'm laughing because I know what this episode holds, and I know what it used to hold and what we had to cut out because it got a little too wild. But before we get into that, I'm gonna tell you a little story. And before we get into that, the gang are gonna share some moments with you that made them feel fucking incredible.
Social media. Sometimes I do put the post on Instagram and I take time to which filter I should use and crop but now I'm decided I'm not gonna use the filter. Yes. I'm gonna crop. Yes. I'm gonna take photo and I post and I did it and I felt absolutely incredible. So I'm gonna So I'm gonna take a photo of everybody together. I don't know how, and then post it without any filter or any. I'll do it in the next 10 minutes. How do I do it? How do we do this?
No filter for her means no filter for you. Sorry.
Got it.
I feel like it's working. It makes sense.
Okay. I'll post it in 10 minutes.
It felt very reasonable.
My incredible moment, living in London as a millennial, is any time that I can go throughout the weekend without drinking alcohol.
Oh, so proud of you.
Thank you.
Do you replace it with any alternative? That's a trick, isn't it? Because in California, I heard they have something called California sober, which is when you don't drink, but you do smoke that reefer, bro.
Yeah, I don't smoke weed. I never smoke weed. I have a vice. I smoke cigarettes. But if I can get through a weekend without drinking alcohol, I'm like, yeah, I'm the shit.
Powerful. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. I'm excited for you and your journey.
Thank
I think
you.
you're a great person. I want to do a tequila shot with you. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Not
Join
helpful.
us.
It's not helpful. What about you, Pravanya?
I guess I listened to the Olivia Rodrigo album from start to finish.
Yeah.
It was a little bit late. I know it came out 2 years ago. But, she gets it. I processed a breakup from 5 years ago listening to the album.
Yeah. So little Olivia, that's the one where she's like, you have a driver's license.
Yeah.
You have a car now. We broke up and now you drive.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Thank
the one.
you.
Yeah.
Pulls off mask. Please welcome to the stage your host for the evening, Kima Bob! Oh my God, thank you so much. My name is Kima Bob, and I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for coming. What an exciting moment. Okay, so you are here at the Films of Color Comedy Club. The Films of Color Comedy Club is simply a platform that centers and celebrates comedians of color who are not cis men. It's a simple premise. We do it proudly. We do it elegantly. I'm Kima. I'm hosting. I feel a weird energy in the air. Do you guys fucking feel it? I think it's because Mercury is out of retrograde or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like a chaotic electricity. It's mad. I guess what I'm saying is you're in for one hell of a show. But you really are, because we have some incredible comedians, not just because of my general mayhem. And today I wanted to talk to my incredible guests a bit about power, and I wanted to talk to you guys about power a bit, just kind of what makes us feel empowered. I have taken a kind of long journey to find this aesthetic, okay? To find my vibe. I feel most powerful in she, they pronouns, and I feel most powerful when I'm wearing an outfit that both men and women look at and go, I want to fuck that person. Like, I feel most empowered when I'm just serving up bisexual mayhem. Do you understand? And a couple weeks ago, we had a show here. I was serving up bisexual mayhem, right? Like, my thing is, like, pants that the boys want. And, like, shirts that the girls want to be in. Like, that's the vibe. And I was serving it up a couple weeks ago, and I got invited. Well, my friend got invited, and she invited me to a London Fashion Week after party. It was a very exciting time. Oh, indeed. I was like, oh! And I was feeling myself because I just came from the show. We had a great time. I was serving it up, right? I was giving, like, they realness. It was impeccable. I pop up to the venue, get to the front of the line. I'm like, hello, I'm here for the party. And I was greeted by what I can only refer to as a bouncette. Like, I don't think it's a job that needs to be, like, overly gendered, like bouncers and bouncettes and whatnot, but there were, like, bouncers behind her. Do you know what I mean? In case she couldn't do it, she was kind of a bouncette. It was adorable. She was wearing, like, a blazer and high heels. She was cold. I know she was cold. And she looked at me, and as I got to the front of the line, she was giving me the up and down, like, And I was like, what's going on? Is it my vibe? Is it too impeccable? Is it too chaotically pansexual for you, darling? But that didn't seem to be the issue. She looked at me and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but this outfit, it's not for the club. It's not for the party. It's for the coffee shop. She told me that I was giving coffee shop. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. I was like, what about this? It's giving coffee shop. I looked myself up and down. I was like, I don't drink coffee, but I do eat pussy. Is that okay? Like, it was terrifying. And I realized that she just couldn't, like, level with, like, my aesthetic. I didn't know how to tell her, honey, if we were at a lesbian party, you'd beg me to come inside. Like, how do I level with this woman? Because the bouncette was like, the woman at the front of the club, she's, like, vaguely European. Seems like she came from, like, a country where just, like, the hot straight women are made. Like, do you know what I mean? She just has, like, a low bun, mean, bitchy, great cheekbones, like that kind of vibe. And I was like, I don't know if in the country where the hot women are made, in the hot straight women factory country, if they can speak this language, if she even knows what's going on here. So I put on my, like, lawyer hat, you know what I'm saying? Like, gavel, gavel, and this bitch, Your Honor, the evidence is all here. I've been watching She-Hulk, so I'm an attorney at law now. I love it. I'm having such a great time with Jen, right? Is anyone watching She-Hulk? Okay, look, here's the deal. I would give you my Disney Plus, but it's my friends. I don't think she would want that. But it's a fun little show, you know? Like, it says it's about, like, a She-Hulk, but I think it's actually about acceptance. Well, anyway, I was like, I'm going to get in law mode. I'm going to reason with the bouncette. And I was like, what's wrong with the outfit? Please let me know. Tell me. Because this is how I would go to a club. And she was like, well, first of all, you're in trainers. I was like, okay, all right. I was like, and they're in trainers. Excuse me, Your Honor, Exhibit A, they're in trainers. And she said to me, they're men. Men can't wear heels. It was insane. Oh, the RuPaul leaped out of me, right? I was like, first of all, men wearing heels is $1 billion industry. Men wearing heels has entertained people and also has brought lots of joy to lots of men. Men wearing heels is fucking hot. More of them should do it, okay? I was like, because of a man in heels, millions, billions of people know that you can't love yourself if you're loving somebody, whatever the fuck he said. I was like, how dare you? Second of all, men need to get in heels. I want to see that elongation. Do you know what I'm saying? Get in heels, fellas. I'm trying to see those calves pop. Why should we be the only people subjected to that kind of footwear? It's absolute madness. Oh, men can't wear heels. It was insane to me. And I wanted to tell her, look, girl, I haven't worn heels in a long time. And if you want to catch me in that footwear, we're going to have to time travel, okay? We're going to have to go to 2012 when I still was living for the male gaze, okay? Like, we're going to have to go somewhere else. And you might also be able to catch me without pubes. Yeah. If we go back that far, I'll still be in my waxing era. because I'm sorry, uncomfortable footwear and painful genital procedures are things I left in the past. Little pieces of patriarchy that I've left behind. Oh, it was absolutely insane. Moral of the story is, I was rescued by gays, which I really appreciated. I was actually rescued by gay men in heels. So served my purpose. One of my friends came out. I was like, oh, she wouldn't let me in, hunty, because that's how I speak to fellow members of the Rainbow Mafia. I was like, they wouldn't let me in. They said I'm just for the coffee shop. And he was like, oh! He was like, I got you. So he walked me in, and we stop at the door, and he looks the bouncer up and down, and he goes, this is my friend, and just in case you're wondering, she looks just as good as I do. I don't know if it helped. I don't know if that made me feel good, but his confidence was out of this world, and I do admire that. We then got inside, and I was like, there's going to be hell to pay. And because I am non-confrontational, by hell to pay, I meant I would tell anyone who would listen. And there was hell to pay. And so I got in, and I was telling one of my friends, men in heels, and he looked me up and down, and he goes, oh, honey, but you're serving she, they. And I said, I know. And he goes, oh, but this is your aesthetic. And it was that energy, that justice for my aesthetic that I wish I could have brought to the bouncer. Like, she'll never understand that, like, in some places, like, that kind of, like, cheekbone-heeled situation, like, that is, like, I guess the metric you want for your door. But, like, in 2020, whatever the fuck, when there's such a massive spectrum of people that fucking exist, like, should we really have this system of, like, a person who doesn't even know to wear fucking pants in September telling me that I can't come into a party because I'm wearing a sensible shoe? Oh, it's so frustrating. Moral of the story is, if you're here tonight and you're giving coffee shop, okay? If you're giving deli, okay? If you are serving a library, then know that you are welcome. What a wild time, what a wild life. Okay, thank you for that one applause. Great. No one else do it. It will make me feel... No, because I cued it, and that's fucked up. I actually prefer when I tell my tales to silence. Let's get into it. Are you guys ready for your first act? Then, welcome to the stage, the incredible Sapphire McIntosh!
Hello, good evening, you good? Nice to see you all. I'm Sapphire. Thank you. I'm a black northerner. We're pretty rare. We're like unicorns. I'm so rare, I'm like a good, moralistic, conservative MP. We got any royalists in the house tonight? No? Did everyone see David Beckham queued up to see the Queen? Did everyone see that? He brought donuts. Did you see that? David Beckham brings donuts. You had ITV News interviewing people. They were going, it's been great, yeah, it's just like us. He brought donuts. He's just like us. David Beckham brought donuts. He's just like us. Does anyone think that the Queen was actually in the coffin? Genuine question? Do you? Anyone? You genuinely think the Queen was in the coffin? 100%. I think it was just filled with foam. I do vox pops. I interview people on the street. That's what I do in my spare time. I went down to the queue and I was like, oh, you know, why are you here? People were there in the sandals and shorts. They've been there all day. I said, why are you here? And they went, I'm here to see the Queen. I was like, you're not cold. And they were like, no, I'm warm on colonialism. I'm hot. I was at Edinburgh Fringe this summer. It was my first time there. Yeah. Anyone been to Edinburgh before? Yeah. It looks quite medieval, right? It's a good looking city. Pretty white. It was pretty white. It felt like all the cast were white, and I was the black actor with 2 lines. Everyone was running around in like their corduroys, you know, like that earthy kind of librarian white kind of look. Like burgundy, kind of like a backpack. You know that earthy middle class look? There were loads of them everywhere. Everywhere. Kind of like it looked like a scene out of Harry Potter. And like the theatre programme was the Marauders map. And they were running around going, "This way, Harry! To the next show, Hermione!" On the broomstick. I've been to Edinburgh before, though. I used to be a tour guide. I used to take North Americans around British hotspots. I don't know if you know, but a lot of white North Americans, they love English culture. They love the Queen. Oh, well. They like Hugh Grant, Notting Hill, Buckingham Palace, David Beckham. I think it might be because they're colonisers, but there's a lot of Americans that really love English culture. So I'd take them around. We'd go to York, Stratford-upon-Avon, London, Oxford. And I met these group of people at Edinburgh Airport years ago. And they arrived, and I think they probably thought they were going to meet someone that looked like, you know, Harry Potter. Or like a Mary Poppins kind of person. But no, it were me! Going, "Oh yeah, you're right! You're Rolo!" And they were like, "Dang, I want my money back!" So yeah, I'm from Leeds. Leeds isn't known for creating that many celebrities. We got Mel B. You like Mel B? We got Keith Lemon. And Jimmy Savile. What? We're from the north, we don't have much. Did everyone see the Netflix documentary? Yeah? He was hiding in plain sight, right? He was literally going on TV shows in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and the 90s, telling people literally what he was doing. But I think the reason why he didn't get caught is because no one could understand his accent. I live in a housing co-op in South East London. It's the oldest housing co-op in Britain. It was built in the 1970s for students going to Goldsmiths. I live with people that I call Glastonbury whites. No offence. They like making kombucha. They're over there. They like going to War Mad Festival. They like going to music gigs in Hackney and watching a Syrian refugee playing the harp. All proceeds go to LGBTQ refugees fleeing the war. And put it on their Instagram. I've never seen so much black imagery in my life. In terms of calendars, tribal calendars, and black statues. And I'm black. We've got a sunflower growing competition. Don't judge. Mushroom growing competitions. How to grow your own compost bed. But we can't get rid of the racism. Every month we have this thing called Initials where people come down and we interview them and, you know, we ask them their name, age, are they getting any inheritance? At Christmas, my grandma was going, "Oh, you know, Sapphire, man, when are you going to settle down, man? When are you going to have a baby?" And I was like, "Well, Grandma, 1, I live in a house share. 2, I'm an artist. And free. Have you seen the smog in London? I think if my body did even create a baby, it won't come out as breast milk. It'd just come out as petrol. You'd have local councils finally with a chance to make some legitimate money for their borough. Come down to Lewisham this Saturday and see the black girl from Leeds with the petrol tit. I went to a barbecue the other day and someone said, "So like you know, Sapphire, were you born here?" And I thought, have you heard me? Unless there's some English kids on the gap here in the Congo. Teaching them English like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And the Congolese kids go, "So, is this what your queen sounds like then?" And the English gap year kids go, "Well, not exactly, no, not quite, no, not quite." See what I'm doing there? I'm rubbing my non-existent floppy blonde hair. I feel like I've got the perfect accent for one of them BBC documentaries that comes on a Monday at 8 o'clock. Highlighting the exploitation of Amazon warehouse workers. In a city. Oh, no! Me, Anthony, he's 23 and hasn't had a piss all shift. And then the next scene in the BBC Free documentary cuts to Anthony dragging his bladder across the Amazon workhouse floor. He's on £6.50 an hour and hasn't seen his mum since he was born. Or I've got the perfect accent for an Iceland advert. You can laugh. Get down to Iceland this summer for one of our June deals. Free bags of assorted meat for £1. There's something about my accent that says friendly, but poor. Guys, you've been amazing. Follow me on Instagram. It's Sapphire McIntosh. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir! Give it go for Sapphire McIntosh! Brilliant. Good. Keep that energy up, you know what I'm saying? As we welcome to the stage the incredible Pravanya Pillay!
Hi everyone. I'm Pravanya. I'm a grown woman in a child's body. You're welcome, paedophiles. So I am single. The type of guy I've dated in the past hasn't been the best type of guy, right? He's the kind of guy who is at every wine and cheese night, right? He's unemployed because loving poetry is a full-time job. And when he leaves you, and he will leave you, if you close your eyes and listen, you can hear him in the wind, explaining jazz to women. I've dated a lot of white guys. That's what I'm trying to say. I've dated a lot of white guys. I think that when a white guy is like, yeah, I just prefer blondes, like my type is just blondes, I just prefer blondes, what they mean is that they prefer whites. They're not gonna like me anymore if I dye my hair blonde. I'm not dating at the minute because I hate dating activities, right? I'm not going axe throwing. I have a therapist. Also, I'm not doing shrooms. My friends keep doing shrooms on their dates. I'm actually sick and tired of hearing stories about mushrooms. They all end with someone drinking dirty puddle water. Don't get me wrong, like, I believe that drugs should be legalized. Like, it should be legal to do drugs. It should be illegal to tell me about it. So I live at home at the moment. I live with my mum and dad. They like to buy things. They're buyers. They enjoy buying things. They recently bought a Henry Hoover. Right? No. Not my first choice of Hoover, right? That little pervert will not stop staring at me. I'm sick and tired of getting side-eye from a literal dirtbag. It's always so awkward when you see a Henry Hoover as well. It's kind of like when you see an ex at a party. It's like, why are we both here in this storage cupboard? I'm crying here. Go somewhere else. So for the longest time, for as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be James Bond. Right, I've wanted to be James Bond. I've been watching James Bond for 27 years, okay? Through multiple recessions. That man is never out of a job. Okay, and I understand why. I mean, I've seen him infiltrate a Soviet missile factory and effectively communicate with his line manager. He's got transferable skills. I think to be James Bond is to be employable. Little girls who love James Bond grow up to be winners. Little boys, divorced. So I love James Bond. I love spies in general, right? Because I love a stable government job. So I've actually had a go at writing my own spy novel, and I really want to share it with you guys, okay? So it's called No Time to Spy. Okay? It's the first chapter, and I just want to read it for you. All right, okay. No Time to Spy by Pravanya Pillay. She was the sexiest woman there. Water dripped off her soft, buoyant curves. All 5 of them. All heads turned towards her. All eyes were watching. Ha! She laughed to herself. For a spy, she certainly drew a lot of attention. But it was the good kind, something she often told her supervisors during disciplinary meetings. All publicity is good publicity, she would remark. Not when you're a spy, they would reply. And then she would seduce them. She slipped on over to a deck chair. A pool attendant approached her. "Can I get you anything, miss?" "Yes. I'll have a cider." Shaken, not stirred. "I'll have what she's having." A Russian voice, that was Russian, boomed from the deck chair next to her. "And I'll pay." She saw the wad of cash before she saw the man, and then she saw the man. Her mark, Russian agent Gorbachev, no relation. "Thank you for my drink." "No worries, it's happy hour anyway." She took in her mark. He was tall. 4 of his teeth had been replaced with gold, made from the wedding rings of the men he had killed. He was a dangerous man. 4 was a lot of men to kill. She herself had only killed 3. "Is there space on that deck chair?" she asked, seductively. "That depends. Who's asking?" "Me." "Then there's plenty of space." Their sexy back and forth was like fire. "It's a shame I have to kill him," she thought to herself. She slipped onto his deck chair and sidled up close. She felt something hard press against her stomach. She knew before she looked. A gun. She smirked and looked up at him. And here I thought you were just pleased to see me. End of chapter 1. That's it. That was no time to spy. Thank you very much. I've been Pravanya Pillay.
The next actor is incredible. I'm so glad to share her with you. Her name is Yuriko Kotani. I'm going to say it again in a second, but I want us to start with some applause, right? And you might be thinking to yourself, don't patronize me. I'm an adult. I know how to clap. Well, to that I say, prove it. So if you guys will start clapping in a kind of calm manner. Okay. If you don't mind wrapping up all the way to a 10 as we welcome to the stage the incredible Yuriko Kotani!
Hello, everyone. Are you enjoying the night? Amazing. My name is Yuriko Kotani, and I am from Japan. Thank you, Roy. Thank you. Just very curious. Do we have anyone from Japan tonight? No, never. Why? So yes, thank you for having me. It's really great to be here. So I've been living in the UK for, 18 years. 18 years now. Thank you very much, thank you. And I really love living here. But sometimes things really frustrate me. And can I share one story with you? Yeah. Thank you so much. So this happened to me a while ago, but I'll never be able to forget. So one time, I was on a train, and a poster caught my eye. And it said, 93.12% of all London overground trains run within 5 minutes of their scheduled time between 28th of June 2015 to July 2015. It's this confession. Underneath it said, we are improving a journey on London Overground. Are they apologizing? Because I thought the trains are supposed to be running within 0 minutes of their scheduled time. In Japan, trains are on time, like proper on time. Innit? So that morning, even though it was in a rush hour, I couldn't stop myself. And I said to the poster, out loud, I forgive you. I said that because, as I said earlier, I really love living in the UK because people are more laid back and relaxed than people back home. Yeah, it's nice if everything's so organized, but it's just because Japanese people live in a busy lifestyle and they don't have time to fuck about. That's why everything is needed to be operated efficiently, but I don't want to live like a robot. And there is one word, one beautiful English word I love, and we don't have this word in Japanese. It is ish. So I decided to bring this ish concept back home. So the last time when I went to Japan before COVID, I said to my mom, let's meet up at 1ish. Because we don't have this word, so I said to her, let's meet up in between 1:05 and 1:25. I saw her eyes full of confusion and rage. Didn't work. So let's go back to the train story. So why don't they announce us the train to Brighton is coming in 3ish? Like days. Or instead of display delayed or cancelled, coming-ish? Like question mark? And I believe that this ish culture began long time ago. And it is in people's blood. That's why people are called British. You guys are so lovely. This is so amazing. So I'm so happy that I'm here at Fuck It Up, the comedy club tonight. Yay! I made it. Thank you. Yes. So yes. And yes, one of the reasons I really love Fuck It Up so much was me and other the comics like myself, we got together and we decided, okay, let's do this and let's learn comedy and then learn and then make it happen. So we got together and then at the 2 North Stand, the sister venue of this venue, and then the Amanda Baker, she taught us a lot of things. Yes. And then we were like, okay, let's meet up like every month. And then, guess what happened? Pandemic. But then we met up on Zoom, and then we learned, or we chat, and then supported each other. It was just amazing, and it helped me so much, mentally, and and also comedy as well. It was a lot of things to learn, and it was absolutely heavy lifting. But now I'm back doing comedy gigs again, and yes, it's helping me a lot. So again, thank you, Kimo, for doing this. For all of us, thank you. Yes, so I was going to do a comedy set, but in the email, Kima said we can perform whatever we want to, whatever the fuck you want, which she didn't say. She said, you can say whatever fuck you want, bitch. No, I'm joking. No, she didn't. You can say whatever you want. So yes, I decided I wanted to share my feelings towards Fuck It Up, and I said it, and thank you so much for listening to me, and you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic night. Thank you.
Hey, it's me, Kima B, letting you know that if you like listening to us fuck it up in your house, if you like listening to us fuck it up in your car or on your train, you will absolutely love being in the room where it happens. We usually record our episodes in London in front of a live audience, and let me tell you, it's one of the most beautiful audiences I've ever seen, and I would love for you to join us. For more info, check out Fuck It Up Comedy on Insta or Twitter, or go to fuckitupcomedy.com. Please welcome back to the stage Pravanya, Pillay, Sapphire, McIntosh, and Yuriko, Kotani! Welcome back to the stage. Welcome back to the stage. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of this and being incredible, being yourselves. I appreciate it. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about power. I don't know why. It's because I had to send out an email about a week ago, and I had to make decisions. And the decision that I made was that we were going to talk about power, and as a result, here we are. And I guess that's the power I have.
Hey, clever, smart.
I guess that makes me feel powerful. Choosing topics of conversation.
Yeah, love it.
But do you guys know, they had, the power pose years ago, where they're, if you stand like you're Superman or something for, 2 minutes, then you'll feel powerful. Have you ever done it?
No. Yes. What kind of pose is it? Because what I heard was just 2 hands in the air. Is that the power? Oh, yes.
They have the 2 hands in the air.
I do it every morning.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That makes sense. I think that makes sense.
They have the put the feet on the desk one.
Yep. Also, have you heard about the one where you stick your tongue out? And you're
No.
So I play football, and quite often when players score goals, you'll be like, I'm sick kind of thing. Yeah. The tongue, protruding.
Okay, so they're saying bring this scoring the goal thing into times when you haven't scored a goal. But just bring that goal scoring energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But there's something about the tongue that people do when they're winning.
I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. That's, yes, powerful, but also cute. Yeah.
Do you know what?
And it's
I
like
felt the energy leave my tongue into my brain and turn me into a menace.
Right?
Yes, adrenaline.
good.
Yes. What about the angle? Is that straight down, or what about that?
When people score goals, they'll be like,
Wow.
movement.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I now
But I
understand the
think it's
appeal of
But you know
football.
what it is? It's like the... What did you say?
I was like, I get
Football now.
So every time they're like, score the goal, and then they're like,
We're learning. We're learning so much.
Someone gets eaten out after every goal,
after
basically.
every goal. This is a
In
crazy
female
game.
football, yeah, female football. That's what we do, yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
I think in dudes football, it's just people being teased with the idea of being beaten out and then being disappointed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it. I was saying to the gang earlier that like when I have a like androgynous vibe, right? When I feel like my like feminine beauty, but also a bit of that like strength, that's when I feel like most powerful. Can I ask like what way of like dress makes you feel like most powerful and like most like you?
I spent a year dressed as a Peaky Blinder. Like I had the
Cillian Murphy in this?
I had the haircut. I had everything.
What haircut?
I had like a
Really?
sharp
That
colour.
haircut on you.
Yeah,
So
it suited me. I look great.
for those of you at home, Pravanya is now rocking a gorgeous, thick shoulder-length black hair situation. And to imagine the incredible bone structure of this person
I
with
have
the
very good
Cillian
bone
Murphy
structure.
cut,
Yeah.
that sounds so
We
good.
have the same. We
Wow.
have both high cheekbones, square
Wow.
jaw. Get my jaw from my dad.
I love that. I get my lips from my dad. So
yeah.
anybody who's ever looked at my mouth and been like, that's Mark.
That name, it's just a bit basic. Mark.
That's Mark. That's what Mark is serving. Look, my grandma did her best.
She had 16 children.
You leave Ruth alone. But as you were Peaky Blinding, so
Yeah.
you had a nice little cut going on, which I do want to
did.
see images
Yeah, I
of.
want to
Yeah,
see
Me
it.
too.
What were you serving up neck down?
Just like oversized shirts.
This
But
is
yeah,
very
so I
exciting.
went into a shop and the shopkeeper looked at me and was like, I'll be honest, I thought you were a small boy.
Vibes.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, you don't know anything about me.
Well, I went through a period of, it's tough, because I was going to say, I feel like I always had too much ass to look like a little boy. But some little boys got ass. I'm not going to be like, dudes can't have hips. But I do have my period of looking like a little boy, and I was having a good time in that period. I caught myself doing a lot of, like, hand rubbing. Just a menace. Yeah, but it wasn't the bisexual realness I was searching for. I think I'm still in the hunt for my middle ground aesthetic. Because I want dudes to like want my outfit, but to also want me out of my outfit. And the same on the other side of the spectrum in the middle as well. It's hard. She's trying to fuck everybody at once. And it's a challenge. It's heavy as a head. Do you know what I'm saying? But also bomb as the head. You know what I'm saying? Saf, Yuriko.
For me, I don't know if it's that funny, actually, quite serious, but I've played football since I was 7. So I've always felt quite strong and powerful. I've always felt like being good at something has been really beneficial for me. Being part of a team, winning, being fast, being strong. I've always
And go like
had,
this at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
After every goal, my tongue's fucked. It's a fake tongue. I've had 3 tongues. I've not. So yeah, sport for me has always been the thing that makes me feel good. And then I feel like I've always had to like prove myself as well, playing football with boys when I was growing up. So I feel like I've always had to fight, and maybe I am a bit of a warrior generally anyway. It's not that funny, it's quite serious, but
No, but you said like a warrior, like a W-A-R-R, not a W-O-R-R. Did you say a warrior?
Warrior, yeah.
Because I'm a W-O-R-R, warrior.
W-O.
Say,
Oh,
say,
warrior!
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Very, yes.
Okay. I mean,
warrior.
I definitely worry too. But I try and do things to help with my mental health. Like exercise really helps. I ride my bike.
You think it's endorphin, right?
Yeah. I get a good feeling from moving my body.
I go, because you're right. And I won't do it.
I mean, generally comedians don't. I'm trying to talk about football before a show, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god. We had Junior Chang on, who's fucking great, and we were talking about surviving the cold. And she was like, she does like cold showers and like Wim Hof shit.
Yeah, that's not you.
Like,
Yeah.
Healthy bitch.
Yeah. That's generally, and that's why I was like, oh, I'm not being funny, because I feel like when you talk like this, people are like, oh, shut up.
No, but it's also like, I think it's like, first of all, we're people, and people contain like multitudes.
Yeah.
And also,
multi-layered.
What if someone in here didn't know about exercise, and now we've been...
What are you trying to say?
No, someone here might have never heard of exercise before.
Yeah, someone like, what is it?
I think we've made some real change today. What about you, Yuriko? What makes you feel like a bad bitch?
So in the past, when I was younger, I was very indecisive. But now I'm trying to make a decision, and I feel very powerful when I make a decision, and when I make a decision of the decision that how do you say? Coming out of comfort zone.
Yeah.
So the thing to choose the thing that like. Yeah,
pushes
I've never
you,
done
challenges you.
Exactly. So, for example, earlier when I did my set, and I didn't do the set, but I spoke what I wanted to say. That was out of my comfort zone. However, I felt really great and powerful. So, yes.
I mean, doing stand-up, generally, you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone, right?
That's so true. Yeah.
Like, who else would do stand-up in this room? Exactly.
I feel like, okay, just take a moment on that, right? Because, like, I think a big thing that keeps people from getting up here is the idea that it's, like, super terrifying or very hard. And we don't want you to find out that it's not.
That has literally been I've been doing stand-up for a year, and I've just been like...
would fall apart if
oh,
you
you
found out.
motherfuckers, is this what it is? Trust me, it's like a secret.
But I'm always very big on
It's
being
not anymore,
like,
is it?
go for it, because you'll find, like, if it suits you, like, if you're interested, if it suits you, you'll know.
No, but not if you're a white man, though. Please don't.
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
Too many.
I can't watch it.
I'm sick of porn jokes. I'm sick of Pornhub jokes. Prince Andrew. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear about your wife.
Pornhub jokes. It was a while ago, and I had a young white man ask about like how he could like make waves in comedy.
Oh, it's already been done.
It was so
There's
funny.
nothing else to say.
I just looked at him. I said it like from the heart. I was just like, I don't know, just like be funny and interesting. And I meant that like genuinely, and like just good luck to him.
Yeah.
My fun way. What makes you guys feel empowered? Okay, tell me if this is like taking it a step too far. What makes you guys feel empowered, like sexually?
Ooh.
I know I'm fucking crazy. Pravanya's face is giving alarm.
Remember, your mum's listening. Your mum's listening.
I would say that I am.
Reading a book in bed. Reading a book in bed.
Yeah.
Reading
It's
a book
tough,
in
isn't
bed.
it? It's tough. You gotta figure out what we're serving up today. Yeah, well, we could come back to you if you want.
I don't think you need to come back to me.
Fair.
What makes me feel empowered in bed? Intelligence.
Yeah.
A uni degree.
I love that. Wow, that's got a sapiosexual in the house. What about you guys? I know. Oh my God, did I put you on the spot?
Yeah, did we have this discussion downstairs?
I said we were going to talk about power, and then I wrote down by myself, sexually.
This is what I'm saying. Mine's wearing a big strap on the size of a lamppost.
Oh my
I'm joking.
God. Okay, but...
What? I'm lost. I'm joking.
But you could have not been.
A massive one just swaying in the air.
I'm
joking.
I was seeing someone a bit ago who was like they love wearing like they were like they have like 2 straps that are their go-tos, and they have like a smaller one, but they really like to use the bigger one so they can see the look in their partner's eyes. And I was like, sadly, our relationship fell apart before I got to feel the smaller one or the bigger one. No looks in my eyes. But yeah. I feel like this is not the strap panel, but one day we will get into the minutia of the strap. Yuriko, anything to share? Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
I love it. I feel like, does this make me like an edgelord or something? You know what I mean? I don't know what that means to be an edgelord, but I assume it's this. What makes you guys feel powerful and empowered, like work-wise? And I know we're talking about like stand-up in itself. But yeah, is there anything that what makes you feel the most powerful, like as a stand-up? I guess I'll make it a question that is someone can answer.
I guess like with stand-up and like I write comedy sketches and like make my own content and stuff. Like you're your own boss, so you get to decide what you're going to talk about. I mean, you want it to be funny, but you get to decide like what you're going to put out there and what you're going to write and what you're going to perform and produce. So I like to be able to make my own shit and make money from it, which I don't always do, but...
That's the hard bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 2-prong, because the first prong is like making the shit, tough, but then also it's like, can you earn money?
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, should you just make stuff that you know people will buy into and then you might get more work, or do you stay true to yourself and be poor, but know that you're a real one?
Yeah. It's a lot of broke real ones out here in these streets.
Trust me.
Honestly, I always vote broke real one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know who's going to feed us, but...
Stay true to yourself. I mean, I think for longevity-wise, being true to yourself always works out.
Definitely.
1,000%.
Yes.
I think if you just morph to become what is being, like, demanded or what's popular, then you'll just keep morphing, and then you might lose your actual shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the end of that
lose everything.
metaphor?
Yeah.
What about you guys, before we wrap up? Just what makes you feel powerful about doing this shit?
I like how I look quite hot on stage.
Yes, girl.
So true. That's actually very true.
Yeah. Because like women can have it all. I can be funny and hot.
Yeah.
And I have a degree.
Okay.
But it's I got it all, but it's quite a low mark. So don't ask me what that was.
Multiple things.
Also, I can't remember it. So.
What?
What?
Huh?
What did you study?
Oh, I studied pharmacology.
What?
Yeah. What?
Pharmacology.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I
She's a
studied
link for the
enology as well.
pills.
What did you study?
Pharmacology?
Sorry, she studied pharmacology.
Yeah.
It's like,
Pharmacology.
was it pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, it's kind of. This is dull. It's like drug research, basically.
Great.
Hook me up.
Yeah.
Because you know what's insane? A while ago, so it was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, it was like medicated, stuff like that. The mood stabilizer that I was on is actually an anti-epilepsy medication, and I find it absolutely fascinating how people can make like a drug for something and be like, oops, but it does this. Like, that's hilarious. It's so weird. Was it called comorbidities or something?
I can't remember. I went to like 3 lectures.
This is a really exciting time, and as a person thinking ahead to the edit, I don't know if we've actually said anything here today. And
We spoke a lot of things.
yeah, I don't know what this was, but it was something, and it was us.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it, right?
Yes.
I literally think you're gonna have to cut me out of everything. I haven't said one thing that I want my mum to hear.
That's either joining us for comedy, but not the job. Pravanya left early to go read. Brilliant. We're gonna have to wrap it up, sadly. Another round of applause for the acting scene. Yuriko, Kotani, Pravanya, Pillay, and Sapphire, McIntosh.
And the keyboard.
Okay, thank you, Yuriko.
Oh, that's the fun of doing like a live show and doing a podcast is like you'll be in the moment and you'll say something and then you'll be like, hold on a second, do I really want this sent out to the world? And quite frankly, I don't know if I use enough discretion. I will learn with time. Anyway, there were lots of stuff that we had to chop out of that conversation. And I guess that's one more reason to come down to a live show if you're ever able to. And the next show we have is on December 7th at Shoreditch Town Hall in East London. So come down, come through. It's going to be badass. Sophie Duker's joining. So is Evelyn Mock. More guests to be announced. And of course, I'll be there hosting. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Anyway, as you know, the incredible comics you've heard have careers and stuff. They've been making stuff and they're out there making shows, okay? All sorts of things that you can enjoy, okay? And that you can support as well if you want to get involved. So go ahead and check them out online. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us again. And let's do this again next week. Same time, same place, in your ears, whenever you choose. After